Hi, welcome everybody to our Yoga for Everybody session today. My name is Skyla Ramirez. Let's get started with a gentle warm up. Lie down on your back, get comfortable, bend your knees, and let's focus on the breath before we start to move the hips and the shoulders around a little bit. Lying down on our backs with the knees bent, we can always take the feet out wide and then let the knees come in and touch. This could open the outer hip and it could even relieve some pressure on the low back. Your feet might peel away from the floor a little bit. This is okay. Go ahead and reposition your spine and shoulders to where you can focus on your breath. Let's place both hands on our belly and focusing on the movement of the belly for the next 2 or 3 minutes. As we inhale, feel the belly rise and feel the hands rise away from the spine. Exhale, soften through the abdomen, feeling the hands come down and in towards the spine. Inhale, the belly rises. Exhale, the belly falls. Easy does it. Inhale, big breath in through the nose as much as possible. And now exhale from the throat as if you're going to fog a mirror. In kids yoga, we call it the fire breathing dragon. We call it the scuba diver breath as well. We want to create almost an echo or an audible sound with the breath. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling from the throat. 1 or 2 more like that. Relaxing the jaw. Now at some point, keep the ha breath, but close the lips. So this is going to create even more of that echo or that hollow sound in the back of the throat. Inhale in through the nose. Ha breath with the lips together. Two or 3 more. This breath is sometimes known as Ujjayi. It's a breath that it's used to help us retain heat, and at the same time, it also filters the air and relaxes the jaw, which relaxes your hips. Just 1 more. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, ha breath. From here, let the hands come out beside you, palms facing up. Let's separate our knees, keeping the feet wide. Let those knees go over to one side, just halfway, peeling our hips up away from the floor. Inhale, bring it to center. Exhale, knees sway to the other side, just halfway. Inhale, center. Exhale, little twist. Remember to relax the jaw, breathe out from the throat. Inhale, center. Exhale, twisting halfway. Breathe from the throat. 1 more each side. Bring it to center. Walk the feet just a little closer together. Let's bring 1 knee in at a time and cup the hands on top of the knee joints. From here, let's just gently pull the knees in close to the chest, then gently push the knees away. So we're rocking along the low back. Exhale, pull the knees in, gentle belly compression. Inhale, push the knees away. Remember that ha breath. You could keep the lips touching or separate the lips. Noticing where you feel the most release in your back. Exhale, squeeze the knees in. Inhale, push the knees away. One more of each. From here, let's press the knees away. Take the knees out to the width of your hips. Draw the knees in once more. Bring them in towards the armpits this time. Maybe touch the toes together, stretching the muscles in the inner thigh and pelvic floor region. From here, let's lengthen our legs up towards the sky. Point and flex the feet a few times. Maybe working a little stretch down through the calves. Roll out those ankles. Rolling them both in each direction so you have clockwise and counterclockwise circles in the ankles and feet. Let's point and flex the toes again. Bring the feet together. Draw the knees to the chest again. Hands on top of the kneecaps. Let's make some very small clockwise circles, guiding the knees with our hands through a very small range of motion. Maybe closing the eyes, making that circle a little bigger, and feeling for the rotation of that massage in your low back and spine. Reverse that rotation, starting very small, guiding the knees through a counterclockwise circle. Easy does it so that that low back has plenty of time to adjust the weight bearing and the pressure. Maybe circling out a little bigger, closing the eyes, noticing any tender spots along the low back, the hips or spine, and maybe adjusting, adapting the movement so that you avoid those tender spots, being kind to the body. This practice of kindness, not only in yoga, but in everyday life, is known as ahimsa. Let's bring the knees to center. From here, lower the feet down to the floor, and we may want to keep the feet closer together. Take the hands out with the palms down like a T, making sure that upper body is grounded and comfortable. Exhale, maybe lift your heels so you're on your tippy toes. Let those knees sway over to one side, and the range of motion might be a little bigger. Inhale, both knees through center, staying high on those tippy toes. Exhale, twist it to the other side. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, twist to one side. Try looking in the opposite direction. Head to neutral. Inhale, knees to neutral. Twist to the other side. Look in the opposite direction. Bring the head to neutral, knees to neutral. One more to each side. Exhale, twist. Gazing in the opposite direction. Inhaling through center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Gaze the opposite direction. Let's bring it to center. From here, bring the feet to the width of the hips or pelvis bones. Press the hands down beside your hips into the floor. Let's do a few gentle pelvic rocks. Inhale, peel up the pelvis and the hips, and then let them come down. So we're not lifting so much of the spine yet, just a little lift of the tailbone and the hips. Inhale, rocking. Exhale, release. Inhale, rock. Exhale, release. Now maybe add a little bigger of a lift. Inhale, rock, push into the feet to lift the spine. Exhale, lower the spine, rock the pelvis to neutral. Inhale, pull the tailbone and pelvis up, press into the feet, lift the spine. Exhale, lower the spine, release the buttocks, release the hips and pelvis. Let's do 2 or 3 more like that. Inhale, peeling up, pressing into the feet. Exhale, lower and relax. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gently lower and release. Just 1 more. Remember, at any time, you can stop and embrace stillness. Movement is just an option. Stillness is an option too. Let's come to neutral, stretching the arms a little bit, bringing just the right arm up and overhead. Reach through the fingertips. Let's lower the right hand down, lifting the left arm up, reaching back through the fingertips. Lowering that left hand down, let's add on to this. Taking the right arm overhead, maybe extend that left leg straight down to the floor. So we're stretching from the inside of that left hip, across the belly, up to the right armpit. Let's bend our left knee, foot to the floor, lower the right arm. Extending the left arm overhead. Extending the right leg out to the floor, stretching from the inside of that right hip, across the navel, up to the left armpit. Let's bring our right foot in. Both knees are bent, lowering the left arm. Let's try adding some of these movements together. Push into the floor. Inhale, peel up the tailbone, press into the feet, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the spine, lower the hips, reach the arms overhead. Flowing bridge. Inhale, hips up, arms press. Exhale, hips down, arms overhead. Matching the movement to the breath. Inhale, lifting the hips. Press down into the hands and the arms. Squeeze the buttocks muscles. Exhale, lower down and reach the arms. Let's do 2 more. 2 more with your own breath. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, relax. Last one. From here, hug just that right leg in. Hold on behind the right knee. Just give a gentle tug into that knee towards the chest. Now take that right leg out to the side just for a moment, adding in a gentle stretch to the inside of the thigh. Bring it to center. Let's lower the right foot. Bringing the left leg in. Bring that left knee out to the side. Gentle stretch on the inner thigh and the pelvic floor. Bring it to center. Let's lower it down. Now let those knees sway again, left and right. Noticing what feels more comfortable to the body, more comfortable to sway left or right, and then follow that sway over into side lying position. Pulling the knees in tight as we lie down on one side. Breathing into your low back, middle back, and upper back. Changing planes of motion can sometimes require just a little bit of time for the blood pressure to stabilize so we can prevent disease spells. Now, when it feels right for you, roll all the way over. And let's come up into seated. We could always sit on a blanket or a pillow. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and grab a pillow. The floor just gets harder year to year. All right, having a seat. Let's open the knees up really wide. This way we're able to We're able to fit our ribs between the thighs for this seated cat and cow. This rocking motion is going to help flush out lymphatic drainage from the gut and intestines, and it's going to push it down. At the same time, we're going to be stimulating the lymph nodes in this inner groin area and hopefully help to get drainage off of the feet and the ankles, effectively moving toxins out of the body when we do this. Let's take our hands around the sides of the thighs. It can also be behind the knees. It's an over grip. From here, as we come forward, we're inhaling, pulling the ribs up as we squeeze those thighs in close, opening up the throat. There's lymph nodes in the head and face too that we're working on draining. As we exhale, pull your navel in, and if it's comfortable, you can tuck the tailbone under and lean back. So rocking the pelvis is generally discouraged if you don't have extra cushioning under your hips. So grab a pillow if you want to experiment with rocking your pelvis from seated. We are weight bearing into the hips and pelvis here. Exhaling back, rounding the spine, chin to the chest. Inhale, coming forward, pulling up the ribs. We're sitting high on those sits bones and the hips. Exhale, pull it back, tuck the tailbone under, rounding the spine. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, pull the navel in, round the spine. Maybe hold it here or rock it back, flattening through the sacrum. Just two more. Inhale, forward. Lengthen through the spine, exaggerated that lift of that hip. Let your ribs and your chest lift and protrude forward a little bit. Then open the throat. Exhale, rock it back. Tuck the hips and tailbone under. Round the spine. Let's come to center. From here, place the hands down behind your hips, making sure that the hands either are going just out to the side or the fingers are facing your feet. We try to avoid turning the hands behind us. This could create some discomfort in your shoulders. From here, walk those feet in a little closer together. Now lift your heels and let's find that gentle sway again with our knees. So we're rocking along the hips. This is a bigger rotation moving up into the spine. And we're definitely stretching diagonal again. So stretching from your hip to the opposite shoulder when you twist. One more to each side. When you're ready, roll all the way over. Let's come into all fours position. Getting our body ready to stand up. Let's step one foot forward at a time. Bringing ourselves into a supported forward fold. Hands are on the thighs, making sure that that spine feels safe and secure. Slowly coming up into standing, keeping our blood pressure happy. Let's find a standing position with the feet at hips width. Strong mountain foundation. Dynamically reach towards the floor through your fingertips and reach through the crown of the head towards the sky. Closing the eyes, tune into that dynamic stretch, being stretched between earth and sky. That divide is at the navel, so maybe from the belly button up through the crown of your head. Imagine you're like a puppet and you have a little string pulling up, and then from the navel down, the weight of the body is heavy, pulling towards the earth. Draw in a few deep breaths with the body fully stretching. This can also be done seated in a chair. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms back, reach them up overhead. Let's press the palms together and pull the hands down in front of your sternum. Press the thumbs into the center of the chest. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms, big breath in, palms press, pulling down, pressing into the chest. One more gathering of the breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it down. Let's pause right here, placing our right hand over the chest and left hand on the belly. From here, breathe deep down into the abdomen. Again, feeling that the stomach moves with every inhale and exhale. It's the same movement that we practiced in our warm-up when we were lying down on our backs. Checking for that breath, safe in the belly. Let's bring awareness to the right hand. Begin to rub in any direction. It can be counterclockwise or clockwise. Just gently rub over the sternum, stimulating a little bit of drainage out from that center chest region. From that circle rub, we're turning this into a little pat. So come in and gently pat the very middle of the sternum. Lowering the chin and maybe even closing the eyes, and just breathe deep into the belly, keeping that little pat over your chest. Exhale with that ha breath. 2 more. Remember, lips can stay together. When you're ready, relax the hands. Let's inhale the arms up and overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, sweep the arms out to the side, push the hips back, coming into an airplane expression with a flat back. Placing the hands on the thighs, the knees stay bent. Relax your upper spine and hang the head nice and loose, shaking out the head and the neck. Turning the head left and right, working on a little rotation. Let's slowly bend the knees, push into your hands, flatten the spine. Inhale, bring the arms out, and then reach overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Thumbs press into the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, arms to the side. Push the hips back. Palms are facing down, coming down with a flat back. Hands to the thighs. Relax the upper spine. Shake out the head. Shake it yes. Turn it left and right. Press into the thighs. Bend the knees. Come up halfway. Flat back. Arms go out. Inhale overhead. Palms come down to the chest. Thumbs pressing into the center of the chest. One more time through our sequence. Inhale overhead. Exhale, arms to the side. Hips go back. Gentle bend in the knees. Airplane. Hands to the thighs. Flat back. Supported monkey pose. Exhale, relax. Supported forward fold. Shake out the head and the neck. Halfway up, pushing into the thighs. Supported monkey pose. Low back and belly strengthener. Arms go to the side. Airplane, pressing into the soles of the feet. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, thumbs to the chest. Pressing to the center of the chest. From here, relax the hands. Feet are close together. Inhale, just the right arm up, as if you're holding on to 100 helium balloons. Reach out from the waistline and continue to push down into that right foot. Again, tuning into that stretch where you have the belly button through the fingertips. We're lengthening to the sky, and then from the belly button to the feet, imagine that you're stepping into soft earth. So we have that counter movement, reaching up and pressing down. Great divide at the waistline. Big inhale, reach. Exhale, lower that right arm down. Sweeping our left arm up and overhead. Holding on to 100 helium balloons. Opening up the left side of the body. So important to get this left side of the body really open. As we move into cooler weather, naturally digestion slows down and your metabolism can slow down. So reaching and opening, exaggerating that stretch on the left side. This pose is used to stimulate the energies that help speed up your metabolism, speed up digestion so you feel more energy, and also absorb more nutrients. That way you have a healthy immune system. Big inhale, reach again, push into that left foot, stepping into softer. Exhale, bring it to center and lower it down. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. Anjali Mudra, our seal of physical reverence. Step the feet out to the width of your hips or pelvis. Let's step our left foot back a casual stride, keeping both legs straight. Left leg behind us, right leg in front, both legs straight. Reaching the arms straight up overhead in our variation of a warrior one and kind of a triangle mixed up together. Inhale, reach up from the armpits. Maybe even look up. Option to bend that right knee a little bit. That might help us to feel a little more comfortable in the spine. When you're ready, exhale, swan dive. Let's bring both hands onto our right leg and maybe bend both knees. Pushing our hips behind us, keeping a flat back. From here, let's just lift the right toe up and maybe come down a little lower with this. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale from the throat. Lower the right toe. Maybe straighten the right leg, but keep the left knee bent. Inhale, lengthen your heart over that right leg. Either hold it here with a flat back or start to experiment with softening the spine, lowering down nice and slow. Maybe the hands walk down the shins. They can even touch the floor if it's a comfortable reach. As we hold it here, we're exhaling from our throat. This could provide a big hip stretch to the body. One more big exhale. When you're ready, walk those hands up. Bring it onto the thigh and slowly come all the way up. From here, let's step forward, switching sides. Stepping our right foot back this time, keeping both legs straight and reaching the arms overhead. So if we wanted to experiment with this today, we could always use a chair. Right leg back, left leg forward. So I'm on the edge of my chair. Here's the edge of the seat. And what you could do is try to bend both knees a little bit, or you can experiment with straightening the legs as much as the body wants to go with that length in the chair. Different chairs are going to give you different results. So no matter where you are with this, if you're standing, both legs straight. If we're in a chair, adjust your legs as needed. Let's take our arms straight up overhead. Big breath in. This is our variation on warrior one. And it's a little bit of triangle with it as well. Inhaling, reaching up towards the sky, opening the throat. Maybe begin to bend that left knee a little bit. Exhale, swan diving both hands down onto that left leg. Pushing the hips back with a flat back. And at this point, bending that back right knee as well. From here, we may want to lift our left toe off the floor. Inhale, lengthening the chest and heart over that left leg. Exhale, option to relax that left foot and maybe relax the chest over the left thigh. Practicing at least 2 or 3 big exhales from the throat, relaxing that jaw. One more. Let's safely start to walk those hands in and up, bringing our bodies around to neutral. Let's step the feet out wide, turning the toes out and the heels in, coming into a plie squat position. As we inhale, let's straighten our legs, reaching up overhead into a 5-pointed star. And then exhale, bend the knees, slowly lower down. Option to stay seated in a chair. Inhale, reaching up, straightening both legs, five-pointed star. Exhale, pull the elbows in. Maybe just two more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come down. Pull those elbows in. Push your hips back. Place the hands on the thighs. So this can be done from standing or seated. Hands on the thighs, hips behind us. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhale, drop that right shoulder in towards the center and look over your left shoulder, coming into a supported twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder in and look over your right shoulder. Let's alternate that a few more times. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder drop. Swiveling at the waist and rib cage. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder drop. Inhale, center. Holding the stretch this time. Drop that right shoulder and maybe reach the right hand over to the left leg, looking over the left shoulder. Bring the right hand to the right thigh, supporting the spine through center. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right, dropping that left shoulder. And maybe take that left hand across, both hands on the right thigh, looking over the right shoulder. Inhaling, left hand to the thigh, support the spine, bring it through center. From here, exhale, stick your tongue out, lion's breath. The more you relax your jaw, the greater potential there is to relax your hips and low back. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale, tongue out. Two more. Last one. Now slowly come up, either sitting back in our chair or coming up into standing. Let's move into a gentle quadricep stretch. This is also going to open the front of the hip while we stretch the front of the leg. This is a part of the leg and hip that can get tight during long periods of sitting. From here, let's shift into a standing leg. I'm standing on my right leg today. My hand is on my chair. Shifting into the right foot, I'm lifting my left knee and swaying the knee back behind me. This can be done from seated as well. If you sit near the edge of the chair, I have my right hand on the back side of my chair. I'm putting my left hand on the seat between the thighs, and then I'm lifting my left knee and my left foot, hovering over the floor, opening the left hip. Option to release the hands, whether you're standing or seated, creating more of a balance challenge in the body. Keep breathing easy. Inhale up into the heart space. Exhale from the throat. One more, big breath in. And exhale. Let's switch sides. Lower down your feet and your hands. Walk your body around to neutral. Maybe switch sides if you're standing, holding on with the left hand. Standing on the left foot. We're lifting our right knee and right foot, and then sweeping that foot back to open the right hip. Inhaling into the chest for an additional balance challenge, no hands. Lean into the chair a little bit to maintain greater balance, safer center of gravity. Exaggerate the breaths. At least one or two more. Holding that heavy curl. This is sometimes also called a hamstring curl in fitness classes, quadricep stretch. It's all the same thing. One more inhale. And then exhale, relax. From here, let's all take our time making our way down to the floor for a few seated stretches. Safely coming down, we hinge from our hips, walking the hands towards the floor, taking one foot back at a time, and then come around into seated. Let's extend our right leg out and cross the left leg over. Maybe add in a pillow or a blanket under the hips. So we have right leg out, left leg crossed over. If it's more comfortable, you could keep the left foot neutral. We don't have to cross it over. The crossing over of that left leg is going to stretch the outer hip and the outside of the left leg more. So when we don't cross it, it's considered gentler on the hip joint. Now, noticing what you feel in your right leg. If there's any pain in the back, bend that right knee and maybe even let that knee go out to the side. We could always take the right foot behind the left foot. So the crossover of the legs or the position of the legs can be expressed in a lot of different ways. What is most important here is that the legs are not symmetrical. We want the left leg and the right leg to be doing different things. It's a specific part of the brain that we're helping to stimulate that has to also regulate coordination of your limbs. With our left leg in front, doesn't matter where your legs are doing, but left leg is bent and dominant. Let's take that right arm up. Nice big breath here. Exhale, twist towards the left, and maybe take the right hand onto the top of that left knee. Another option is to cross the elbow on top of that knee, and you can lean forward to get better access to that leg. Another option is to take your left hand on the floor behind you, lean back, and maybe cross the right arm on the outside of the left leg. So lots of variations on this. Very important to have different positions that we can experiment with. That way you discover what's working for your body today. In every yoga class, it's about refining our own personal practice. Surely we don't all need the same thing. Inhale, lengthen the spine no matter where you are. And on the exhale, focus on that twist at the belly button, swiveling at the waist, maybe keeping the head neutral with your collarbones and sternum, or go ahead and turn the neck and the head as well. Find a little bit of stillness, and in that stillness, find the breath. Start to notice that twist. It is from your lower left hip to the upper right shoulder blade on the back of the body. And then we're twisting on the front of the body. We're stretching from the right inner hip across to your left chest. They call this a spiral line of connecting energies. One more big inhale. Exhale, slowly release any tension from that right arm and shoulder. Come around to center. Push off that back hand if there's pressure there. Let's shake out our legs. Stretch the legs out and shake out the knees. Move the feet and the ankles around. When you're ready, let's work on our foundation on the other side. So some of you may have heard me mention this before. Hips are unique creatures. They are individual on their own. From left to right, things can feel very different. So your position or foundation can be very different before going into the twist on the right side. So from here, we're bending that right knee, left leg straight, maybe stay here or cross that right leg over. And I encourage you to experiment. Option to also bend the left leg. Maybe we start with our knees bent and maybe we walk the left ankle behind the right ankle. So we could have the right crossed over the left, and then let the left knee come out and down a little bit. Right knee stays up. Find whatever your body communicates to you as comfort, the most comfort. It may not be perfect, but we definitely want to move towards comfort, away from pain. Sitting nice and tall. Inhale, take that left arm up, right leg dominant, left arm dominant. Exhale, twist at the waist. Take the hand across to the right knee. Maybe hold it here, maybe elbow on top of the knee. Right hand can always go back and we can lean back. Option to extend that left arm outside the right thigh. Swiveling at the waist, drawing that right shoulder back. We can always keep the head neutral or go ahead and turn from the neck and the head. Let's focus on the breath and let's bring awareness to where the stretch is happening in the body. Stretching from that outside right hip to your upper left shoulder blade. Stretching from the inside left hip to the right side of the chest. The breath is going to be a little shallow, even as we focus on breathing deep. The breath itself is going to be really in the chest more than anywhere else. One more big breath here. Exhale, start to take some tension out of your left arm. Come around to center. Let's release our legs out. And again, shake off the knees, move the feet, move the ankles. From here, let's slowly bend the knees. Take them over to one side. And go ahead and lie down on your side for a moment. Using our side lying transition to stabilize blood pressure and to reposition the spine. We may want to stay right here. Maybe our body has said, I'm ready for stillness. If your body is ready for stillness, stay here and breathe. If you think you'd rather roll onto your stomach or even onto your back, go ahead and reposition the body. Experiment with those different movements. Notice, did that change bring you closer to comfort? Allow your body to move in any natural way so that we can get ready for just a little bit of breathing and final relaxation as we move towards the end of our session today. Shifting awareness from the body to the breath. Using the breath to yoke or to bind this mind-body experience. Begin to count the length of your inhale and exhale. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 3, 2, 1. Continue to practice the 3-count breath. And maybe pause just after your exhale. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 3, 2, 1. Pause. So in this pause, after the exhale only, we're not holding the breath. The purpose of this pause is for us to observe stillness. What is it to witness stillness? And what is it to experience that stillness in the body? In that stillness, seeing with the mind's eye, notice, do any colors appear? Maybe shapes or patterns of light. Maybe it's black. Exhale, pause, and witness through the mind's eye in the art of observation. Are there any revelations? Does anything come to mind? It could be thoughts, memories, images, smells, taste. Simply noticing anything revealed to us from the mind without judgment in this art of observation and the art of awareness. No judgments. We may notice different emotions come up. Different body sensations may reveal themselves. Again, we're just watching, simply aware of what the body reveals to us, what the mind reveals to us, without judgment, without an attachment. Now deepen the breath so that there's only a bit of effort, enough effort to maybe create more sensations in the belly and a little more sensation in the chest. Bring awareness to your shoulders, and as you inhale, maybe just flinch or shrug the shoulders up towards the ears with just the slightest bit of effort. And then exhale, let the shoulders drop down away from your ears. Inhale, gentle rise through the belly and the chest and the shoulders. Exhale, relax the shoulders, the chest, and your belly. As we are closing our session today, you may want to stay exactly where you are. You do not have to make your way to seated, but if you're considering coming up to seated, I suggest you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Move your legs around just a little bit. If the legs are straight, go ahead and bend the knees. If the knees are bent, go ahead and straighten the legs. At some point, hug the knees to the chest and rock a little bit side to side. Embracing the body, embracing the breath. When you're ready, lower your feet and roll over onto one side so that we can eventually come up to seated. Once we make our way to seated, let's allow the body to move around a little bit. Maybe lift your chin, lower the head, move the head left and right. We may even want to roll those shoulders back a few times, turn the palms up and let them rest in your lap. Let's practice a few big inhales with big sighs. From here, we can close together, bringing our hands together at the heart, Anjali Mudra, the seal of physical reverence. Bowing together to close. Namaste, everyone. Go enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Until next time, keep breathing. I will see you all next week.